So today we are going to see IP project using CSV file, which is the requirement for CBSE board for informatic practices. Now first let me show you that we have a Python file in front of us. The name of the file is homebudget.py, and corresponding to this we have a CSV file. This project is a home budget project which is going to maintain how the home budget can be analyzed. Now first thing to take care is that your project, that is py file, and the CSV file both should be placed preferably in the same folder, so that the path for identifying the file becomes easy. Now let us see the code part. The first thing is import. There are two import statements mentioned at the beginning of the project. One is matplotlib.pyplot as plt, another is pandas as pd. Now you all know matplotlib.pyplot is used for data visualization. This helps us to use all the graphs available, line, bar, histogram. All these type of graphs can be used with the help of this matplotlib library. Another is pandas library, which you have been using throughout this year. Now first understand what is this as mentioning. This is an alias name, that is plt will be taken as an alias name for matplotlib.pyplot in this complete code. So instead of mentioning this complete name, we are going to write plt. Similarly, pd is alias name for pandas in the complete code. So this is just giving us short name to the libraries so that we can use them in the complete code. Now another important thing to see in the code is we have used the functions, user defined functions, to break our big code into small parts. A function is a sub program within the main program, and a user defined function is defined with the keyword def followed by the name of the function. These are the circular brackets, which is conveying to us that whatever is written is a function, and followed by colon. Colon, all of you know, this is indentation. When we place colon, the indentation of the following statement changes, and automatically this becomes a separate block. Now main menu in this code is being created to create a menu pattern kind of a thing, like a dashboard, which is going to give us options of the things which we want to execute in the code. For example, it is giving us 1 for reading of the complete CSV file, 2 for reading the file without index, then comes data visualization, for making line chart, for making bar chart, for making histogram, then for sorting of the data, then reading the data from the top and the bottom, then reading specific columns, adding new column, removing record, and then data frame statistics. So this is my main menu, which is going to come, the first screen which is going to come when you execute the code, and this is called a menu, so that a user can choose from the menu which is mentioned here, and the options can be selected as per the requirement. Now let us go at the bottom of the code where we are writing the calling part. Here, please see. Now whenever your code will execute, first the control comes in this loop, that is while, and true is mentioned here. While true is executing this statement here. This is a part of the loop. All of you, again you can see there is an indentation at the left hand side. This is an indentation. So this part of the code is the part of the loop. So everything calling from the main menu, then checking the input done by the user and calling the respective functions. Everything is included in this loop. This is written while, and the true is a condition. This is a boolean data type. This is going to execute till the user actually breaks out from this loop. So a loop works till the condition is true, and in this code true itself is a condition. So this is going to continuously execute till we are going to break it out, and in future we are just going to see when the time comes that how we are going to come out of this loop. So first thing executed and called, first function called is main menu. When you are calling a function, you are mentioning the name of the function and followed by the brackets. Only the name is used for calling the function. Now inside these brackets there is nothing. If you can see, there is nothing mentioned because we are not passing any arguments to this function. Now this function calling you have only in the limited form, so we are using them without arguments. You can put arguments if you want to. If you want to pass some value to this function, we can always put an argument here, but right now it is not required, so I am skipping this part. So here when main menu function is called, control goes to the function which you have already written here with the help of def, and it displays this menu, and in the executable screen it shows you, gives you an option, the choices which you are available with. After that it is asking you to enter your choice. You know you have given 1, 2, 3, 4, all these choices are given, and then the user enters the choice. If is used, if elif is used for keeping the choices and doing the execution of or calling the functions accordingly. So if my choice, ch is a variable for my choice, if my choice is 1, it is going to call the read CSV function, and we have seen here up there is another function for reading of the CSV file. The read CSV function is written again with the def, that is the define function definition, and the body of the function is here reading. Here please see very carefully, pd.readcsv. pd is the pandas alias name, read CSV is read underscore CSV is a method which is going to read the CSV file, and inside that please be very careful about the path. This path is mentioning the name of the file which you have created, and the complete destination of the file is required to be mentioned. This is the complete path which is required to be mentioned, and I will just show you here. My path was where I had showed my, that is why in the beginning I told you, you have to store your files at the same location so that the path finding becomes easy for you. So here this is going to read the content which has been placed in the CSV file, and it will create a data frame from that content, and it is going to print the data frame. When you will execute it, we will see how it is showing me the data frame. I will go back to the calling part again. Let me show you the complete calling part of if else. Now elif is a combination of else and if, and it is again going for the second choice. If my choice is 2, it is going to call another function whose name is given as no_index. You should always remember these names can be given by you, these are given by the user, and these can be given as per the rules of identifier. That is, they cannot start with a number, they can have only underscore as a special character, no space is allowed, and you have to write simple identifying name for these functions. So you should remember all the functions which you have named, the names which you have given in your code. When the examiner is going to ask you, you can be asked what is this function doing, what is this function doing. So you should know the names of your functions. Okay, so now I hope the choices are clear, how the choices are being done using if and elif. Now after I finish my choices, which are 11, last thing is, if I place anything else except for 1 to 11, I want the program to print wrong choice. So I have given else print wrong choice. This is a block of my if. It comes out of the if block, and it is asking whether you want to continue the loop or not. So this is the loop part, the indentation is of the loop part. Here the indentation is of the if part. Please be careful about understanding the indentation and the blocks of the code. Now here it is saying if you do not want to continue, then break. Please remember, break is used for coming out of a loop when you do not want to execute it further. So as soon as I say break, this loop is terminated and my execution stops. So I hope you know. Okay, again let me just visit this upper method also, which is used. Cont dot upper is equal to n. You can be asked, what is this operator used for? This is a equality check operator where it is checking. This is a relational operator. It is checking whether the value which is generated from the left hand side is equal to the value which is coming on the right hand side. And cont is a variable which is inputting a value from the user. Here it is converting whatever value the user enters, it converts it into upper n and it is checking with upper n. If I do not convert into upper n and I enter lower n, then the two values may mismatch and then the user will not be able to break even if the n is pressed. So this is just for easing the use of converting the alphabet according to your requirement and then coming out of the loop. So now coming to the functions bodies which are made for various operations on the data frames. Now here our main aim is that data frame should be created from the CSV file. Now first understand the format of CSV file. Now this is a CSV file which we are working on. It has the field names, say month, electricity bill, water bill, groceries bill, and this is miscellaneous bill because it is a home budget program. So it is mentioned in January this was a cost for electricity, this was for water, this was for groceries, this was miscellaneous charges, and for all the 12 months we have added various amounts which we are paying. For every month we are getting an analysis of what is the bill for various facilities which we are getting. So this is just for analyzing our expenditure. You have to be careful about the field names which you have mentioned in your CSV file headings, because this CSV file, see I have taken it, created it for the home budget. You have to know what CSV file you are taking, what are the field names of your CSV file, what is the source of your CSV file. Maybe your CSV file has been taken from an external source, maybe kaggle.com or any other source. So you should know, you should be able to answer what is the source of the CSV file. So coming back to our code, here you have read the CSV file with the help of read_CSV, and those rows and columns goes inside the data frame, because you know data frame is also in a tabular format. It has rows, it has columns. So automatically when you are reading the CSV file, it gets converted into a data frame in similar format. We are going to execute and show you how it is going to. Now noIndex is another function which is performing the same operation of read CSV, but here it has added one argument called index column is equal to 0. Yes, what is this going to do? Let us see. Let us execute our code and you will get to know. I will just kill this previous operation and execute it once again so that the screen is clear. So here it has given me a menu. I want to perform operation number 1, and it has read the CSV file as it is, as I had just showed to you. It has read the CSV file and it is placing the content parallel to it, like month name, month is coming, then electricity was the second field, electricity comes, then water field, grocery field, miscellaneous field, and the table comes in the same way like it is in the CSV file. Only thing, new thing you can see, there are indexes which are mentioned because there was no index mentioned, so it is getting the row indexes as 0, 1, 2, 3. Default indexing is 0, 1, 2, 3. Now second choice is, it is asking me whether I want to continue or not. I say I want to continue. My menu comes again. This is because of the loop. Now I say I want to see what is in my second choice. In my second choice, if you can see, it has removed the index part. 0, 1, 2, 3 is nowhere to be mentioned. So it is printing the menu without the index in the second choice. So both ways it is reading the CSV file, but one, in option number 1, it was placing the indexes because we read the indexes. In the second, we have written no index and it has removed the indexes because of this argument. Index underscore column is equal to 0 is going to remove the indexes to be printed from the data frame. Now next comes line underscore plot. Now line underscore plot is giving you option for plotting these type of lines. I want month-wise electricity bill, month-wise water bill, month-wise groceries bill, month-wise miscellaneous bill. So this is taking up all the type of bills which I want and it is comparing with each month. Yes, so in your project it may be some another comparison. I am just showing you a sample project. So it is going to create a line graph comparing the values of this month and the values which are there in these bills. Okay, now for that what we are doing here, we are picking up the values of these months. Please see DF and it is picking up the month column. And in this E bill, it is picking up the electricity column. In W bill, it is picking up the water column. So what is this W bill? What is this E bill? What is this G bill? Please see here. Now we are creating these identifiers which are picking the values from the data frame. Each of these values, each of these columns are picked up and placed in these identifiers. Okay. Now I will just show you what are the data types of these. Let me stop my execution. Let me come back to my code and here I want to just print to show you print I want to print the type of, say, let me see what is coming in the month identifier. This single variable printing will tell you what is the type of all the other identifiers. So now let us execute. I'm coming back to, we did the change in the line graph. Okay. Now please see, it is printing the data type here, series. So can you see what is it creating of that identifier? It is creating a series. So the column, each of the column is individual series. It is picking up the column and month will become the head and these are all the values of the series. So you are creating a series when you are picking up these columns. So G bill is a series, W bill is a series, E bill is a series. So all these are becoming individual series. I printed the type only to show you what is the data type of these when you are picking up the columns. And next is X label. X label is definitely going to be asked because it is quite useful in your line graphs. Now let me show you one line graph which we are going to plot. Now it is month-wise electricity bill. Now this is the title of the graph and electricity bill is mentioned here and you can see month is mentioned as an X label and electricity bill is being placed on the y-axis. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Now let me go to back to the code and X label plt dot X label month. This is my graph. X label, this is my X label. It is giving the name to the label. Labeling is very important whenever you are plotting a graph. Okay, and then my X label is always going to be month because I am comparing month with all the other electricity bills. That is why I have placed it before I start my menu. Now here when I say I want to compare with electricity bill, it is putting Y label as electricity bill Title, you can see title is given month wise electricity bill, which is done with the help of method called title. And then we are plotting. We are mentioning what we want to plot on the x-axis, what we want to plot on the y-axis, and then here label is equal to electricity bill. Here please see January, February, March, all these are mentioned, all the months come on the x-axis, and whatever price was mentioned, it has taken the range of those prices and it has mentioned it on the y-axis. And here another legend. See, okay, before legend, let us see what is x-trix doing. Now rotation is equal to 30 is mentioned as an argument of x-trix. See, these are the x-trix which we are talking of. Excuse me. Here the months are being mentioned. If the months are horizontal, so if the names are very big, they may clash with each other. So we can just rotate them so that the names are visible when we are plotting the graph. So we are just rotating on a particular angle. You can change the angle, and I will suggest you should always try to execute your code so that you can see all possible operations which are available. Now here the next is legend. Legend is here, please see, legend is something which is identifying, because it is not necessary that you will be drawing only one line graph. You may plot multiple lines on the single graph also. So legend will be helping you to identify which color is denoting what kind of analysis. Yes, and then grid is equal to true. This grid, if you can see, this marking is telling us clearly, like March, then amount. If this grid is not there, this becomes a plain surface, and then the value identification becomes difficult. Like you have in maths, you have those blocks which makes us identify the values easily. So grid is giving you an option for showing that grid, and then you know plt.show, which is going to show that graph. So this is an explanation of one comparison. We can just change various comparisons as we have done here, and then month-wise water bill in the same format, month-wise grocery bill also in the same format, miscellaneous bill also in the same format. So you should know all the methods which are mentioned in your project. Like I am showing you one by one, you should also show all the methods which are available in your project. You should know the identifier's name. Second is bar plot, and again we are picking up the columns for the bar plot, which columns we want, and again we are plotting the bar graph in comparison of month and electricity bill. Same things are happening here, y label, x label, title, and then we are plotting the bar with the help of the bar method. And then again x-trix, as I just explained before, the legend, the grid, and the show is doing the operation. And now let this figure, see, we can even save the figure which we have created. Save figure will help you save the figure on your system. So this can be another question which can be asked by the examiner, that whether we can save the graph which we are executing. And you want to continue? Yes. Now let us go to the bar graph. It is again asking me which comparison do I want, because graphs are mainly used for comparisons. And here I have just opened up month-wise miscellaneous bills, again with those months and the values, and here the labels are mentioned, and you have the legend here, and the color is mentioned. Let us just go to the color. All these options which you are mentioning, they should be clear to you. Here we have written the color. The color of the water bill was blue. Color of the electricity I just give as green, and the color of groceries given as red. It is your choice. You could have given any other color. What I mean to say is, whatever parameters you are using in these graphs should be understood by you. What are all these doing? These can be asked by the examiner. And then similarly comes a histogram, and again you are plotting the histogram with the particular columns, and let us execute. Okay, yes, I want to continue, and now I want to plot an histogram, and this is giving you the figure of where you are seeing how many have you have given 1,000 rupees twice in the electricity bill. 2,000 rupees was paid only once. 3,000 rupees, there were 3 months in which 3,000 rupees was being paid. Then 2 months you have paid 4,000. So this is a frequency check, because histogram is used for the same, for the frequency check. And otherwise, again I will say the syntax should be understood by you clearly. Then comes data sort, and here you are sorting. Now here it is an important thing where you are using data frame dot. Every time you have to read the CSV and create a data frame before you are going to perform the operation. df dot sort values are this sort values is the method for sorting the value. Now here I just wrote sort values and wanted to sort the month. Now there is one parameter which is called in place, which I want all of you to be very careful about, read about it. Now if I am sorting, I just call the function df.sortValues. When I'm sorting, df is the original data frame, df1 is a new data frame. I have written df1 is equal to df.sortValues on the month field. df is not being sorted. Here the original is not being sorted. You are storing the sorted value in the another data frame df1, because here we had not used the in place parameter. In place is by default false. I did not mention anything, in place was false, and original data frame remains the same. It is sorting and storing in the another data frame. In the second option, I have shown how we can sort in here. Ascending is equal to false is going to sort in descending order, because ascending is equal to false is showing that the values are going to be in descending order. This is the way in which you are deciding the order when you are mentioning the sort values. And in place is equal to true is mentioned here. Now this time, please see, I did not write any second data frame for storing the sorted value. So original data frame is getting sorted. df.sort is going to store the values in the original data frame, because in place is equal to true is mentioned. So please understand, when in place was false, it is creating a copy where the sorted data is stored. Original data remains the same, data frame remains the same. And when I am placing in place is equal to true, it is storing the data in the original data frame sorted way. So these two parameters I wanted to draw your attention on. Then selecting the records where you want to print the top and the bottom, and you all know head and the tail method for this. We have customized it. We have asked from the user how many records do you want to read, and according to that it is printing the number of records from the top and the bottom of the data frame. Again, adding a column in the data frame, you know all these methods. Only thing is you should know how to implement them, or you have implemented them, how you're going to present them in front of the examiner. So here, adding a column, it is adding a new column which you want to add in your project. Sorry. And here I have made a loop for 13. Why 13? Because if you can see, sorry, not 12, 12, because I am starting from 1 to 13. So automatically the range method is going to go till 12. 1 to 12, that is for the 12 months, because in my CSV file there are 12 months and I want to put values for all the 12 months for that particular column. So that is why I am creating one column, bill type, and supposingly you want to add some another bill, say books, you purchase books every month. So which month you purchased, how much amount of books you purchased. If you want to add a new column, you can do it with the help of this method. And this is adding all the elements inside the particular column. Here you are adding the amount for each month, and that is getting added with the help of the append. Because this is a list, you are using append method to add an amount in that list. So we are creating a list called bill amount, which is containing bill for all the 12 months. And then df bill type is equal to bill amount. Please see, bill type is the column which I want to add, and I am saying column name is bill type. DF bill type means, supposingly I am saying book, and these are going to be the list of all the 12 months bill of those books. So these becomes a value, and these are my this is my heading. So I have added a new column with these values inside my data frame. This is how a data frame column is being added. And then removing a record from the data frame. Here we all know drop method is used, df.drop. We have entered the month which we want to delete from, and here we have got it entered from the user, and then we are dropping that month. We have to mention, because we are removing a row, we are mentioning the axis. All of us know axis is equal to index is mentioned for the row, and axis is equal to column is for the column to be removed. And then in place is equal to true is doing the same thing. In place is going to change in the original data frame. So original data frame automatically gets created when the column is being removed. Now let me execute it and show it to you once again. I want to continue. Let me go to, say, adding a new column. Here I am going for the choice. It is asking me, I want to add amount for month 1. Okay, I purchased book for 100 rupees in month 1. Second, I did not spend any. Third, I purchased a book of 200. Fourth, again this month I purchased a book for 150. And then 5th month I did not purchase. 6th month I did not purchase. 7th month I purchased for 120. Then 8th month I did not purchase any book. And in September months again for, say, 100 rupees. And then I did not purchase the rest of the months. So please see, a column is added in my data frame here, and this book column is being entered by the user here. If this should be, now I hope this is going to be clear to you. And now I want to remove a record. So here I am going to my option, record number here 10, and here the month for which I want to remove the record. You can see all the months are here. Now let me say I want to remove for May month. And now it is printing the updated data frame, and please see the month of May is removed from my data frame. I hope this drop and the append method is clear and how the things are happening here. Then comes the statistics. You should know all the statistical operations for transpose, for printing the column, for printing the index, for printing the shape of the data frame, dimension, the data types, the size. So all these things are supposed to be understood by you. Please read them from your book so that you know what all operations are happening in the statistical operations. And I am sure that this video is going to help you in understanding your project in a better way. All the best for preparing for your projects, and we will be hopefully seeing you in a better Viva. Thank you so much.